outdoors.
I down to check Grandpa's red mineral mix sites. Take a look at them. Got a trail camera set up on that thing too, and just check it out, see what's been hitting it. I put it out last September, and they hit it real hard, especially this time of year when it gets hot. Deer need a lot of different minerals. Right now it's really important. You got the does with fawns, and the bucks putting on some horn. That's what it's all about, keeping them healthy. So she should be able to get at least an hour out of them. Here checking our Grandpa's Special Red Mineral Mix site out. I actually put this out in September there last fall, and got a trail camera picture up on this tree right here, or trail camera up on the tree right there. But you can see the deer hitting it real hard. Matter of fact, it's got fresh tracks in it now. It rained really hard last night, so it actually they've been a deer in there this morning. But I keep this right here. I freshened it up maybe 3 times, and this right here is a great mineral mix. You guys check the ingredients and everything out on the side of their mineral. You'll find that there's another mineral on the market that that has what all his red mineral mix is. He's got a great deer feed, great mineral. I'm going to show you one of my stand setups here, and I'll explain a little bit to you on where I have the stand set, and how come I picked the tree for the set, and where I put my feeder, and how I kind of pattern these deer. I actually have a spot here for a camera, and always check your time, your dates, and always want to check the wind direction too. I only hunt this stand, in the right kind of wind. I mean, you got to get a wind that I'll explain a little bit to you about it here. The stand's right here in a big old sycamore tree, big white sycamore tree, and it's about 24 foot. It's pretty high actually, but it's a good ladder stand, good and safe. You always want to use your safety harness, and always want to stay safe. But anyway, got a shooting rail on that thing. I shoot that bar, and that goes 385, and I'll show you the stand here, and then I'll show you where my feeder's at and why I put it here. This is the tree stand I was telling you about. That thing is actually a 24-foot ladder stand, super safe stands. I mean, when I was young, we'd build them and use some homemade stands and all that right there. These new stands today, they're pretty safe. You still want to, use your safety harness and all that right there. But the reason I picked this stand location and where I set the feeder, I put the feeder about 30 yards, 35 yards from where my stand location is, and I always set the feeder, or try to, and the stand downwind. You want the deer have to come in upwind from your feeder, because that's what they'll try to do. When they come in here to this field right here, they always come in with the wind in their face. That way, if you're sitting here, they'll come in toward the feeder like this right here, and all the deer I've shot some big bucks on this feeder right here. And what they do, they always come in downwind, coming into that feeder, especially the old deer. You'll have your older deer. People say, older bucks won't come into a feeder. Is totally false. They want to eat. They'll follow the does in there, especially when they're rutting. They'll chase them does down through the Walmart parking lot. You know what I mean? But that's the reason I got this set up, and I got a stake over here for a camera. I always put the camera. I set a camera set up on that feed right there. This is, I don't know, it's probably 5 acres of food plot here, and we're going to plant this thing again about September. It's about 4 or 5 years old now, and it's due for a repop. Clover, get the pH and everything right on it. You can get about, I don't know, 4 to 5 years pretty good on the clover. Get your pH up to about a 7. Make sure everything works real good. But I just want to show you this stand location. Like I say, it's really important to keep the wind in your face and your feeder in front of you. You know what I mean? Kind of stay downwind from that thing. That way, if you're 30 or 35 yards away from wherever you're expecting your deer to show up, the deer will come in and not smell you and come right on into that thing. I've got most of my shots, honestly, within 15 yards of the tree I was in. And like I say, if you figure that wind direction out, it's not going to be perfect every day, but you can figure that up. You know what I mean? You can figure what wind you got, what stands you got. I got like 17 ladder stands on this property. Got some of them in hardwoods, on big oak flats, some of them around feeders. You want to put every advantage you can in your favor, because you're going to need it when it comes to an old buck. Everything's for small. Hey guys, I'll tell you something. There's a really good tip here. On the back end of the property right here, we actually have a main road. This food plot right here, it comes right along the main drag down here. So what I was finding was people driving by and actually shooting deer out of this food plot. So what I did, I thought about building a fence, you know, where they couldn't see up through there, couldn't shoot up through there. And it's right here at my gate too. So what I decided to do, you can see that I planted some autumn olives on this end of it right here. And they're probably about 4 years old now. You wouldn't think them things would grow good. That right there is a good tip for anybody that's got a piece of property around the main road or anything like that right there. Just get you a few autumn olive bushes and keep them to where you can trim out both sides of them. You know what I mean? You don't want them taking over your food plot or anything like that. But I just keep these right here mowed right in front of them. And they're probably 3 or 4 bushes deep. But they're honestly, you can see now that there's just a wall down through there. There's no way in the world that you can see, you know, nobody can see from that main road up my field now. And I haven't found a dead deer, you know, nobody can't see to shoot. I mean, that's a good part of it. But you guys check that out. I mean, look at the footage off this right here. You come see my idea. Right here's my gate. Right there's the blacktop road, goes right by my property. But they drive right through here now. And I mean, they can't see my property. Get out here. I've actually done a video on this thing about a month ago, about the middle of May, and I come out here and cut the top off this clover, and I wanted to bring you out here and show you now. It's all blooming. I want to show you what a beautiful food plot you can have on if you put the right kind of mix in on this thing and the right kind of pH with your soil, get everything just right. And I tell you what, this is a really good deer draw right here. I mean, this thing of an evening's got 20 deer in it. I mean, almost every evening. I got some apple trees planted around the perimeter of this thing, and some doggo crab apples and different kinds of apple trees, kind of mix them up a little bit. They actually get ripe at different times, and so that kind of keeps your deer fed from kind of early in the summer all through. You know, some of them don't get ripe till, you know, October. But I wanted just to show you some footage of this food plot here. Got some persimmon trees here behind me. I think there's actually 10 of them, I think, back there, and they were here on the farm when we bought this place. So what I did, I just took a tractor and cleaned up out around them. This was all just an old growed up field at one time. And I come out here and pushed it all up, cleaned it all up, and burned it all down and laid the lime to it. And like I say, just kept a check on the pH on the thing, and you know, kept pouring the lime to it. But I tell you what, you can't build a food plot that looks like this in 2 or 3 months. It really don't work like this. This thing is a long-term gold right here. I mean, you have to work on it. It takes sometimes, you know, 3 or 4 years to get it just right. But just get you a good winter wheat, plant your winter wheat plot, and then just broadcast your clover mix over top of it, and you can see what you can have right here. I mean, this thing's really a good deer draw, I'm telling you. We use Grandpa's Special Mix for deer feed, Grandpa's Special Red Mineral Mix, you know, for the mineral, and food plots. I'm telling you what, man, you could actually bring the deer into your hunting area. I mean, this right here is a hot spot. And this is the doggo crab apple, you know, I was talking to you about a little bit earlier. You can see on the ground, there's actually a big circle on the ground right here where the deer have been coming to this thing. Deer droppings and everything all around, and you can see where they've been bedded in a food plot. I tell you what, you build your own daggone deer place. This is awesome right here. Get them plenty of feed in there. Not just worry about October. I mean, worry about September, August. You know what I mean? I mean, try to keep fed as long as you can. And the more opportunities you have on your apple trees, persimmon trees, your food plots, your deer feed. I mean, that's all important. You know, life of a deer hunter, man. You got to put them in the right spot at the right time. You know what I mean? Station right there, and the feeder right there with the Grandpa Special Mix, and another stand down over the hill there about 40 yards set up for a different wind, you know. This right here's a cool place. That's where I knocked the big 8 down last year on film, you know, and sick, you know, hit the 10, cut the hair off him. I know you guys seen the video of it. And he come out here and knock down a big 8 within a week. It's like, God almighty, that's hard to suck up when you shoot too. You know, you don't hear a lot of that on Facebook, and they don't want to show a lot of the misses. But I'll be honest with you, if you're going to be a bow hunter, you better be able to adapt to some misses and some deer you shoot you don't find. I mean, I don't care what you use. Even rifle hunters, they shoot deer that they don't find. And that's just part of the hunting. And also, you want to keep it honest as you can here, though. I mean, that's what I'm all about. I ain't out here trying to tell you something that don't happen. It happens, and you have people that hates to show that, but I try to show as much of that real stuff as I can, because in the long run, I mean, people that watch you in the outdoors, watch for outdoor people, I think a lot of honesty go a long ways, but it's a pretty cool place right here.